The story of war and sport has always been to divide and conquer. The troop from Philly has generated an attack that few could stop as they stand at the halfway point. The 14-game season, now cut in half, is divided into now and then leaves them in second place with opportunity to strike at any time. Now leaves them facing the teams they are chasing and being chased by. Tonight's mission, revenge. The team they share second place with handed them a defeat a month ago. The league's leading Bandit leads the Buffalo team into a head-on collision with the Wings. One team takes a step forward for first place. Next. You're looking at the First Union Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The fans pouring in for this titanic matchup, our National Lacrosse League Game of the Week. It's a battle for sole possession of second place. The Buffalo Bandits come down to take on the hometown Philadelphia Wings. Hi everyone, I'm Leif Elsmo, joined by Scott Gabrielson, who is the captain of the 1998 World Championship team here in Philadelphia. And Scott, you don't have to tell any of these players that this is a huge game.
This is a huge game, and Buffalo and Philadelphia are in a position that they expect to be in every year, right at the top of the standings. This is for where they're taking the next step towards the championship.
All right, Scott, let's take a look at how the Wings got here, what the numbers look like. Of course, 5-2, 4-0 at home. They love playing here in Philadelphia. They're tied with Buffalo for second place. They trail Washington, who's in first, by 1 game, but they're tied in the loss column. That's huge. Marechek, look at the numbers. 32 goals, leads the whole league. Berge, 54 points. What a year he's having. 4th in the league. Games remaining pretty well split. They've got 4 here at home, 3 away. Now, of course, when you look at the numbers, you look and learn very quickly that Tom Marechek leads the offense.
Just having a fantastic year. Tom Marechek in his 8th year. Jake Berge and Tom working so well with the pick and roll. Tommy is scoring at will. One of the most effective shooters from in front of the goal, behind his back, wherever it's going to be. Tom Marechek puts the ball in the net.
Tommy Marechek joined with Berge on that one side. They are so hard to defend. But now, when you look at the other team, the Buffalo Bandits, they come at you differently. They're like a shotgun. They've got so many guys who can shoot. You don't know where to focus, but they're led by John Tavares, that's for sure.
John Tavares, the MVP of the 2000 season. Johnny T is one of the most exciting players in this game. He's a field general, but his ability to pass the ball and make his other players look great is one of his great attributes. But he also can take the ball to the hoop and put it away and score if you don't put the pressure on him.
Johnny Tavares looking so tough on the offensive end. This team moves the ball beautifully, and they make the defenses play you every inch of the field. Look at the numbers for John Tavares. 29 goals, 2nd in the league, but he leads the league in assists, points, power play goals, 13. Plus, he leads the league in ground balls, and that is usually a barometer for success in lacrosse. Well, there you have it, Philadelphia against Buffalo. We'll have the opening face-off when we come back to the First Union Center. Lacrosse is brought to you by First Union, your guide to the financial world. Snyder's of Hanover, America's pretzel bakery since 1909. Pico Energy, no doubt about it. Mainline Orthopedics and the official team physicians of the Philadelphia Wings, Dr. Larry Miller and Dr. David Rubenstein. Welcome back to the First Union Center. Scott Gabrielson, Leif Elsmo here to bring you all the action. First, let's take a look at the standings. We talked about Washington being in front, but they're tied in the loss column as you look at Philadelphia and Buffalo, Scott, battling for sole possession of second place.
Great parity in the league right now. It's anybody's ball game at the midpoint. The team to watch here is in 4th place, Toronto. They're the defending champions. But Philadelphia and Buffalo, they've each won several championships before. Washington sitting in sole possession, yet they haven't even faced Philadelphia yet.
Rochester also very dangerous. The last win for them was against Toronto. Let's take a little look at the coaches talking about how important this game is.
We're very excited about the game tonight. It's a crucial game for us. We've been a couple weeks ago we were in Buffalo and they handled us pretty well. So we're realized with this opening the second part of the season for us, we're right at the midway point. This is incredibly important for us to get off to a good start and head down the home stretch with confidence. And Buffalo's a top team in the league, so we're going to need to really play well and hard for 4 quarters because we'll know we'll need that much to get a victory tonight.
this game is very important to us because we've had our third chance now to vault ourselves up into the top of the league. We blew it against Toronto. We basically handed them the game. We came back against Washington a couple weeks later, and they overpowered us, and we really didn't do that well. Not as well as I'd like to, but this we're both 5-2, Philadelphia and us, and this game is really important to us. It's going to be tough playing here in Philadelphia, but we think we can do it.
All right, you heard from the coaches. Let's get underway at the first Union Center, ready for the opening face-off. Sawicki and Resch both know their teams are up against a big challenge here. And Jamie Hanford, number 5 for the Wings in the black and silver, getting set to face off against Buffalo.
You heard
big scrum for the ball, Rob Kirby for Buffalo.
You heard Tony Resch make a mention of the last game that they played. Philadelphia got trounced in the worst beating in their franchise history up at Buffalo. This game is a big revenge game for Philadelphia at home. They've been waiting for it. Should be exciting.
Scott, specifically what you're talking about is that Philadelphia scored 18 goals up there, and they got beat by 8 goals. That's huge. 26-18. It was amazing. Here goes Philadelphia on their offensive set. Berge working with Marechek on one side. Buffalo knowing that they've got to stop this combination. But on the other side, you've got a couple great players, including Mark Millen right there, the MVP from the World Games in England in '94. Takes a hard shot and gets a deflection by the goalie, Phil Wethrup.
One of the things Tom Marechek does so well, besides his prolific scoring, is his ability to rag on that defender in the defensive end to turn over the ball. He almost got a steal there.
Seller brings the ball down. Right away, Buffalo will push it in. Their philosophy is very obvious. They say, go ahead, you'll score some goals because we go to the goal a lot, but we'll try to beat you 24-22 if you're that lucky to score 22 goals. Tavares behind the back. Dallas was there.
It's the guy we highlighted, John Tavares. He's going to the hoop right away. He makes things happen for the team. Philadelphia's taking it up.
Jay Jalbert, the All-American for University of Virginia, guy that led that team to the national title 2 years ago, brings the ball down, gives it off to his teammate Jeff Radcliffe, bright star on the offensive end. Ryan deep in the corner. The Dreadlocks identify him, and then Millen. Boy, he was in a great spot to take his shot. He just rocketed that ball off the pipe. Wethrup had nothing to say about it.
Tremendous shot by Mark Millen. He sees the upper right-hand corner, took the shot. He's so accurate. He pings the corner, but hits a crossbar.
No score yet.
Get another shot.
Both teams pushing the ball pretty well, as we expected. Tommy Fair, defensive specialist, working the offensive end right here. Whoa, a little trip up, down low. Clark goes down. Radcliffe, the 2 Canadians, working on that side. But the ball picked up by Rob Kirby. It's going to be a penalty on Buffalo as we look at Dallas Elliott starting for Philadelphia. He is, without question, the barometer of greatness in the National Lacrosse League. Look at the numbers on him. 7 games, 5-1 record. Had a couple of rocky moments early in the season. Goals against 12.31. But I tell you what, that's gone down. His save percentage, 76. That's excellent. And his last game here was as good as it gets. Wethrup on the other end, he gets a lot of shots on him because of the offensive style, Scott. They push the ball so much on the other end, he gets a lot of shots right in his face.
Yeah, Philadelphia, one thing they want to concentrate on is that they do feel that Buffalo's weakness is their defense. They're incredible scorers, but they do have a weakness in defense. If you look at the averages, Dallas Elliott at 12, Wethrup at 15. If they hold to their averages, it looks good for Philadelphia. But look out for the power play of Philadelphia and Buffalo.
Berge, top corner. Millen up down to low side Radcliffe, and Radcliffe trying to work to the left-handed shooter side. Philadelphia gives you a lot of different looks with this offensive set this year. They've got some offensive talent that they can switch around. Millen up top again, and he can't get past Rich Kilgore, number 16. Again, Buffalo will take a lot of penalties because of the style they play. They'll run and gun the ball. They know they'll take penalties. They put intense pressure on their goalie and their man down. And if you can win those man down situations, score right there, you're going to have a better chance against Buffalo.
Buffalo has proven to be the top team in the power play, where Philadelphia's at 44% effectiveness on their power play. Here they turn the ball over. Buffalo's just going to kill the penalty right here and try to reset the clock.
55 left on the penalty, so they'll still have chance, ample time to get another good shot on the offensive set. Stille, 77,
with a nice defensive run. Gives the ball up to the offense. Berge brings it down. Millen asks for it. He'll set up top. Clark to his right, top of the screen. That's Ratcliffe down low. Millen up top is a new look, Scott. Him running it up from up top.
Mark can pass both left and righty, so he's trying to make the short man get it.
Clark's down low. Millen up top, and there's Berge. One guy that's not on the floor that's amazing is Maricek. Is there something in this? Is Maricek hurt? Or is Maricek not here? Maricek not on the floor. Matter of fact, I haven't seen him on the floor yet, have we?
He was out earlier. I think that the Philadelphia Wings do have a lot to go with in their offensive set on the power play.
Hard to imagine an offensive set that wouldn't include Tom Maricek. Maybe they're trying to mix up the defense. Down low, Buffalo puts a big move on Dallas, and what an acrobatic save. Boy, that was textbook Elliott.
A great ground ball by Mike Buzza. They got Mike Buzza in the starting lineup tonight, number 41, because of just that, his quickness and his ability to pick up ground balls. You mentioned earlier that ground balls are vital. Well, Mike Buzza is a guy that can pick them up for Philadelphia and must do so tonight.
I don't know if Maricek's out there. They've got Tommy Fair working with Berge. I don't think I've seen him on the floor yet, and that's the part of the story. Maricek not here right now, and this is their leader. On the other bench, part of that story is that Ryan Powell, the player of the year in the NCAA Division I ranks from Syracuse, their #1 draft pick, not here for Buffalo either. So two offensive stars, predominantly Maricek, will be missed in the early moments at least. Williams gets double teamed by Philadelphia.
Excellent defense by Philadelphia right now. Dan Radabaugh. Philadelphia is really putting on some pressure here, trying to be the intimidators first on. I think a little too much by Jamie Hanford, who's going to be in the box.
A little bit of a hatchet check on that, and they gave him a call. Talked to Tony Rash earlier. We may get to hear him later on, but we talked about that soft defense. It's really been a problem this year, Scott. They're scoring a lot of goals, probably more than they ever have, and they are just not playing great team defense in front of this guy, Dallas Elliott.
Dallas Elliott has been the mainstay for the defense all year. He's been the guy that makes it happen. Tony Rush has emphasized that the defenders in front of Dallas need to pick it up. I think it was evidence right there that they're trying to do so, but Jamie Hanford got a little too aggressive. He's sitting in the box.
Now this is the most lethal power play in the league. This power play scoring on about a 77% efficiency rating, and that is a power play you don't want to face too often. The success to them seems to have been they move the ball. Very unselfish Buffalo. They haven't scored yet, still 0-0. 10 minutes to go here in that first quarter. Kevin Finneran gets it back to Ratcliffe on the right-hand side. I haven't seen Maricek yet. Obviously, he's not here. Tom Fair, the Canadian #4, taking his place, working the right-handed side with Berge and Ratcliffe.
It's very important right now to have Philadelphia's man-down defensive unit get on the floor and be ready for the power of Buffalo's man-up.
Malowski up top, and he gets a pipe ringer. Why, he let that one go just like Millen did earlier. Beat the goalie, but couldn't get it inside that 4 by 4.5 foot target. Still power play inside. Great shot, but a save by Dallas again. That time it was a Kersey, #44. This team really can slice and dice. They move the ball beautifully, and they're not huge. They're very quick, and they're always moving, Scott. Very tough to defend.
Absolutely. They show a lot of motion, which is difficult to defend.
Shots on goal 6-3. Buffalo, as you would expect, putting a lot of shots on goal. When they lost to Washington in Buffalo 2 games ago, Scott, they took 111 shots, but now it's Philadelphia who gets on the board first. Ratcliffe comes down and just dives across the crease, buries it in the upper corner.
Jeff Ratcliffe on a shorthanded goal by Philadelphia. Anytime you can get a goal shorthanded, it's definitely a huge positive and a momentum giver to your team. Buffalo playing very lackadaisical on the defense. Ratcliffe takes it, great acrobatic goal, dives through the crease, sticks the upper right-hand corner. Fantastic goal by Jeff Ratcliffe.
Wow, it took them 6.5 minutes to get the first goal. I would have bet you $1 million that wouldn't have happened. These two teams scoring very quickly. But again, Ryan Powell not here for Buffalo. And Tom Maricek, the cornerstone of the offense for Philadelphia, not in uniform at this moment.
Philadelphia does need to regroup now. There's still about 10 seconds left in the power play, and Buffalo does have the advantage.
Malowski gets inside, tries to get his target lined up, but Elliott just stands his ground and makes the big save. Tavares was floored by Jay Jalbert, and on the other end, here come the Wings again. We're looking down the one end, and meanwhile, up on offensively, you're watching Jamie Hanford come down, normally a defensive guy from Loyola, and he buries this one past Weatherup. 2-0 Philadelphia.
Great goal by Jamie Hanford. You see his excitement because he's a guy that doesn't score that often, and he puts a big point on the board right here. Big shot. Nobody picks him up. He takes a bouncer from outside, jams it in the net. Philadelphia goes up by 2 goals. Here it is. You look at the far side. It was a 2-on-1. They didn't pick up Hanford. He takes a good look at the net. He buries it 5-hole. Jamie Hanford, first goal.
Less than a minute after Ratcliffe starts the game off for Philadelphia, they get that 2-0 run going.
2 quick mistakes, if you will, on Buffalo have led to those 2 goals. Both shorthanded goals by Philadelphia against the power play of Buffalo.
Mark Millen coming in, gets pulled down, and it might be a whole play and a power play come up again. We will come back to the First Union Center in just a moment. 2-0, Philadelphia leads. It's not too late to be a Wings season ticket holder. Call 215-389-WINGS for a 3-game Wings sampler and guarantee yourself preferred seating for the playoffs. Operators are standing by.
Buffalo penalty, session number 6, Rob Kirby, 2 minutes for high.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Lacrosse League Incorporated may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the expressed written consent of the National Lacrosse League. Well, it's been a lot of uneven situations. Right now, the Philadelphia Wings have a man advantage as Berge climbs right inside of the box defense of Buffalo. The Wings off to a 2-0 start, and Scott Gabrielson, they've gotten it from some guys they don't count on that much.
Talk a lot about the other guys, and right now the other guys are on the board for Philadelphia.
Ratcliffe scored first about 6.5 minutes into the game, and less than a minute later, Jamie Hanford came down in transition. Buffalo knows that that's where they're letting the goalie down. They're giving up opportunities to other teams, and Philadelphia taking advantage of that tendency of the Buffalo Bandits.
Philadelphia scored both of their goals shorthanded. Buffalo is trying to get a couple back, doing the same. Now Philadelphia is setting up on their power play. Berge, Millen, Finneran, Ratcliffe, and Clark.
Last time Berge came flying across the middle. They got the ball down low, and then Berge came across the middle. Ratcliffe tried to get that one, could not collect. And Buffalo tries to push it upfield. Starts with Madalena. Big hit on a Kersey down here by the Wings. The Wings, John Gagliardi just laid him out.
Great hustle by Gagliardi to come from the base. From the bench. Kersey was coming in, almost had a one-on-one breakaway with Dallas Elliott.
Berge now sets up Millen up top. He's the quarterback now in the absence of Marichek. Back door to Clark. It started with Millen. Berge got the attention top to Millen, then down low, and when you can go from one low side to the other low side, the goalie can't get close.
And he couldn't get close. It was great ball movement by Philadelphia, moving the ball around. It starts with Mark Millen up top. No-look pass over to Ratcliffe, again down to Clark. Weatherup couldn't get there. Jason Clark jams it. Here's a nice look at it. Down low, skip pass, little push across the feet from Ratcliffe to Clark. Goal, Jason Clark.
3-goal run for Philadelphia. None of the big guns have scored yet, but you got Ratcliffe, Hanford, and Clark giving them that 3-0 lead, and they've all been uneven goals, 2 shorthanded, which can really take the wind out of Buffalo's sails. And then that power play goal by Jason Clark. I tell you, for a team that lost Tom Marichek for whatever reason, they look pretty comfortable in that power play with Mark Millen running it from up top.
Look very comfortable.
Berge dips down low to Tommy Fair. Talk about a kid in the candy shop. Tommy Fair really being the enforcer and the defensive guy, gets a chance to play a little offense tonight in the absence of Marichek. Seller down, looking to get some offense on the Buffalo side, and Resch has done a good job of getting the defense for the Wings back early. Scott, they really have not had any breaks, Buffalo. Philadelphia doing a great job getting in, clogging up the middle.
One of the things Buffalo does so well is break from the bench and push it down the floor. So Philadelphia is getting back, trying to prevent that and prevent one of Buffalo's deadliest weapons.
One of the fastest, quickest men in lacrosse. Mark Millen with the ball down, number 9. He's a natural lefty. Starts on the right-handed shooter side. Now he rolls back to where he likes it. And the side. Watch him go to the left. Tommy Fair working way up top, but looking inside for a feed. Clark tried to give him a little bit of a pick, couldn't do it. Finneran working with Millen. Millen gets hammered. The ball hits the turf. Andy Ogilvie, one of the top defensive players.
They're tying up Mark.
Chris Driscoll, number 93.
They're tying up Mark Millen. Driscoll's trying to take the over-the-head check, draws a penalty. He's headed towards the box. One of the things the Philadelphia offense is trying to do is have Mark Millen lead the charge from up top, trying to make something free up down at the wings.
I'll tell you what's scary about Mark Millen up top against Marechek is Millen's got an incredible shot from up top. Marechek's a good shooter, but he's better and more known for tight corners. Here's the check that got him in trouble. That was Chris Driscoll coming over. Ogilvie follows up, but it was Driscoll's check that put him in the box. Again, a 5-1-4 for Philly. The 3-goal lead, a chance to make it 4. Breathrup makes the save, can't collect it, and that's trouble, but finally does.
The personnel, Philadelphia's man up, is very good. They should be better in regards to their ability to put the ball in the net when they have the opportunity on their power play. They're trying desperately to do it. They're getting their opportunities, but they need to improve.
Buffalo trying to get a little control. Madalena got the ball checked out of his stick. And Dave Stilley, one of the captains, brings it up and gives it off to Millen. Millen very comfortable leading this offense. He has led many world team caliber offenses, and he is got all the ability to do what he's doing right now. Berge on the right-handed shooter, and then Millen again up top. So dangerous. You've really got to come out and play him, don't you, Scott? Because he can light up the corner, unlike a Marechek who really scares you with his feeds. Tommy can shoot, but you worry about Marechek's feeds. You've got to worry and respect Millen's ability to hit the corners.
Millen does try to test you on that man-up play. If you don't pick him up, he's going to take the shot.
Tavares going deep into the corner. Jay Jalbert coming behind him. Tavares dishing it up to teammate Darcy Sweet. Watch out. Pressure from Millen. And then a follow-up. Hanford. They can't get it, but they get a third shot. Great hustle by Philadelphia to get the ball. 2 shots, and they got both rebounds.
Excellent ground ball work by Philadelphia. They reset the shot clock. They've got a new 30. They need to take their time, find the open man, and put the ball in the net.
Berge coming in, gets wrapped up defensively. Hey, the story here, folks, is about 2:30 left in the first quarter and no score for Buffalo. Clark got rammed into the boards, and he is down. Jason Clark got just sandwiched into the boards.
Great effort going for the ball. Very delicate to go up there. When you're going for the ball, your head's down. He gets hit from behind and just smushed against the glass. Tough hit from Jason Clark.
Rich Karen coming there and leveling him against the boards.
One thing about the turf here as well, I mean, this is AstroTurf that is put on top of the ice here. Jason Clark was going into the corner, seemed to hit one of the stanchions right along the glass, right in the head, dropped him to his knees.
He's up now, and the crowd responds as you look at Tony Resch. Adam Mueller, his assistant coach. Team still uneven. It'll be a 5-1-4 when we resume play. You're looking at Clark. He looks to be okay. Good news for Philadelphia. I'll start talking about the shutout. We'll get back to that in a little while, but Buffalo is the leading offense in the league, and they are being shut out by the Wings so far. 3-0 Philadelphia in front. But Buffalo, Scott, averages 20-plus goals per game. Philadelphia playing very tough.
They're definitely cooled down right now, but Philadelphia has taken the offense really to heed right now to take advantage of the mistakes by Buffalo.
Berge far side. Got Millen. Millen very comfortable taking his time. Shot clock down to 11. Fair tries to dish it back to Radcliffe, and the backup play by Berge. He holds up the defense. He's in front. 2 fakes, 3 fakes. He's got rope.
They're going to call it off, Leaf, because he was in the crease, but a fantastic athletic move by Jake Berge to go through 3 defenders, get up in the air, jam the ball in the net, but the ref's saying that he touched the crease, that Jake Berge's down. He fell hard, and he might have knocked the wind out of himself.
Well, you hope that's all it is. Berge really, when you hold and make that many fakes in that area, you know you're going to get clobbered. And Berge looks more than then a little distressed down there in the crease area. He held the ball for 2 or 3 fakes, shot, and got hammered. Nice job, though. Watch me how he splits these two guys, holds off the one defender.
Just great stick work. He's towing the line. I think it's a very poor call by the referee. The replay shows it there. Splits the 2 defenders, gets the goalie up and dives in. Here's another look at it. Splits 2, toes the crease, gets the goalie dropping down, reaches over, puts it in. Looks like he takes a little check to the midsection. Could have been near the ribs. That's putting him, knocked the wind out of him, and he's headed to the bench.
Andy Ogilvy, number 10, the defensive star for Buffalo, if there is one, came over to apply the hit. Great move by Berge, though, and I'll tell you what, that'll make its dent in the armor of the confidence of that goalie. Wethrop won't forget that. Berge right in his face. That can unsettle a goalie. Williams gets it up top. He cranks one, but Dallas puts it back to his defense.
Nice outlet pass by Dave Stilley right there to John Gagliardi off of a nice Dallas Elliott save. The offensive group comes in. Here comes Tom Marechek back on the floor, right away taking a shot. Guess he just had to shake some cobwebs off. Here's the man, number 42, Marechek, back in the game.
Marechek back out, and that's a relief for the Philadelphia fans. This 3-0 lead has been obtained without him. Radcliffe into Marechek behind the back. It's a 4-0 lead.
Great ball movement by Philadelphia. Tom Marechek, we're wondering where he went. Well, he comes back in and makes his mark right away. Great feed by Jeff Radcliffe. Sees Marechek just sitting down, hanging on the right side. Weatherup goes down. Tom Marechek behind the back, puts it right in. Great ball movement. Radcliffe could have taken the shot. Why not give it to one of the most accurate shooters in the game, Tom Marechek, to put it in the goal?
So Marechek comes in and lights up the offense after his team did a great job of doing everything Tony Resch wanted them to do. They're extending the defense on Buffalo. They're taking advantage of those transition opportunities. And a couple guys have stepped up big, including Tom Fair, who puts a lot of pressure on Weatherup. Millen again switches to a right hand, rockets this when it bounces off the defensive padding. Rich Kilgore is going to have a shot one-on-one. Does he go to the trailing player? No. Kilgore comes down and he beats Dallas Alec, who might have been looking for the trailing player pass. A lot of times beating a great goalie, that's all you got to do. That's the best shot. A lot of times the worst thing to do against a guy like Dallas is fake, 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 get right in his face, because he makes those saves. Look, get a target, and hit it. And that's what Kilgore did. Yep,
Dallas probably was thinking what he thought he might do is pass the ball away. Rich Kilgore just came down, break one-on-one. He's got a trailer in Manalina, thinks he might flip it back, but no. Rich Kilgore takes a shot, catches Dallas off bounds, puts the ball in the net.
Less than a minute to go in this first quarter, and Kilgore finally gets Buffalo on the scoreboard. They're down by 3, 4-1. A quarter that's been really controlled beautifully by the hometown Philadelphia Wings. Winner of this game comes out tied in the loss column with the league-leading Washington Power. If it's Philadelphia, they've got 2 games with Washington later this year, and those could decide it all. Berge to Marechek. Not working the pick and roll just yet. Millen can't get his shot off. The time expires in the first quarter, but this crowd will be on their feet because a 4-goal run has given them a 3-goal lead. Marechek and company take a lead into the quarter.
Let's bring on the floor once again your
4-1 the score as we enter the second quarter. And all set to get Ted Sawicki and his Buffalo team fired up to come back against Philadelphia. But Scott, the real success story in that first quarter is the way the Wings got scoring from unexpected players. 4 different guys, 4 goals. And then the defense. They extended it. They really shut down Buffalo.
Yes, they have. They're doing exactly what they're set out to do in the early part of the game. As John Tavares takes a shot that's called back right there. But Philadelphia's playing great defense to slow the Buffalo offense down.
That was a textbook Buffalo goal. It was Tavares coming from the far side and getting open in the middle, but he was in the crease. Goal does not count. 3-goal lead still for Philly. Working on that right side they love so much. Berge comes in. Weatherup makes the big save. trying to get the clear going. You see how they love to run it up. Sellers could not collect that, but Winthrop wasting no time, even that 3-goal deficit. They'll go ahead and push it. They'll risk losing the ball. They want a transition opportunity.
One of the things to note is the additive incentive that the Philadelphia Wings have here. Tony Resch alluded to it earlier on, that Philadelphia had their worst defeat ever at Buffalo. So they have extra motivation to come out here and show Buffalo that they're not the team that lost by, where they scored 26 goals on them.
Winthrop again getting a little bit of pressure, but the ball finally to his offensive end. Tiebreakers is something we'll also talk about, Scott, as we go through this, because a lot of teams will be fighting for a playoff spot. Only 4 teams go to the playoffs. Tiebreakers count in a big way. Buffalo has lost already the tiebreaker situation to Washington and to Toronto. They have an 8-goal lead if it's a head-to-head against this Philadelphia team, but right now Philly has a chance to even erase that with a win here by more than 8 goals. Absolutely.
Philadelphia needs this game. One of the things that you're seeing, a guy that's playing well right now is Dallas Elliott. When he was played at Buffalo, he got shelled by Buffalo, did not feel comfortable with this game, and actually was replaced by Chris Sanderson in that game. Dallas is stepping up right here, right now, and playing great. Philadelphia's putting some offensive pressure on him.
Philadelphia undefeated here at the home arena, and Scott, something's got to give because Buffalo is undefeated away. They're 2-0 away, and the Wings coming into this game are 3-0 at home. Canton comes up, gives the ball off to a fresh offensive line coming in for the Buffalo Bandits. Darcy Sweet, 17, working one-on-one against Jay Jalbert. Sweet gets a pick and roll there inside. Kersey tried to pull it back, but Jalbert did a nice job of rolling back to play D. Again, Tavares crashing the middle. They do such a nice job of getting it to the guy who comes crashing in. A Kersey right there, and he gets the 2nd goal of the game. How many times? 3 in a row. Beautiful cuts off ball. They had great shots. The 3rd one stuck the net.
Yep, and there's John Tavares for you as well. He's so dangerous with the ball, not going to the goal, but as a feeder. Here he is behind the net, has a little bit of room. Kersey sitting on the crease, jams it in the net for a Buffalo goal.
Kersey coming off the ball. This team burns you so many different ways, but watch the off-ball movement as he comes behind. Kersey rolls in off that pick, and now he's open inside. Didn't take much, and boom.
Looking at it right there. I mean, John Tavares is so dangerous off the ball. Finds a Kersey on the crease, jams it in.
4-2 now the score, 2-goal lead for Philadelphia. They had a 4-goal run to give them a 4-0 lead, but Kilgore and Tavares have answered that run to close that gap. Mike Buzza to Jason Clark. He was almost knocked out earlier, but he's back up and running. Inside push by Berge. He gets hammered from behind to the defense of Kyle Cooling. Looks like Cooling and company have stepped up their defense a little bit since that 4-goal run. Clark again banged up, hobbles off. Trying to pull Dan Ray the ball. He tries to pull the ball up, does. Give it to Elliott. Hanford on the far side of the benches takes his time. You get a little bit of pressure from Malowski, but not too much.
A lot of up and down action right now between both teams. Philadelphia's trying to get their offensive unit on there, all their offensive players, as they make the switch from defense to offense.
The veteran Kevin Finneran holding the most games played record right now. Kevin Finneran, what is it, about 115 games, Scott? Number 11 for the Wings. He broke Scott Gabrielson, my partner's record, and he continues to add on to it. Take a look at the numbers from the last time these two teams met.
Here we go. I mean, this is the game we alluded to a while back. 26-18, Buffalo beats Philadelphia soundly. Sean Williams with 8 points. Weatherup 37 saves. I mean, another point to mention on that one, John Tavares with 9 assists. I mean, there are 4 guys in Buffalo that are in the top 10 in scoring in the league right now. So Buffalo has the offensive firepower. They're slowed down right now by Philadelphia's defense, but they're dangerous. Keep an eye on the Buffalo offense.
Jason Clark up to Tommy Fair, number 4. Fair gives it to Clark, and he just rips it past Weatherup. Wow, the left-hander set up high, and he hit a small target. target on the far pipe. 5-2, Philadelphia by 3.
Tom Slade with the shot, it looks like from outside, primarily a defensive specialist for the Philadelphia Wings, gets a shot from outside. A lot of stuff going on in the middle of it. Slade gets a shot, there's a bit of a screen, gets out there, lets it rip, sticks the corner. Here's another look at it. Tom Thayer whips it over to Tom Slade. Big defense comes out, takes a shot, jams it. Tommy Slade with a nice goal.
I had it as number 13. Clark, obviously, it's Slate. Nice job, overhand shot. He just let that thing go at tremendous velocity. 5 goals scored by 5 different players for Philadelphia. Malowski, Buffalo, trying to get it past tough defense of John Gagliardi. Backdoor, 2 fakes. Kilgore can't beat Elliott.
Excellent defense by John Gagliardi, but it just shows Buffalo. They've got the players in the right place. Found the outlet pass. Dallas Elliott with a huge save.
Buffalo resets. Down by 3 to the hometown Wings. Tavares, outside shot. He had a good matchup there with Mike Buzza. Size advantage for him, but he just swept across the front, didn't use any power moves, and took a shot that was wide of the mark.
Buffalo has a great offensive setup. They use a double pick on that scenario right there, trying to free up John Tavares. They're very comfortable in their offensive set. Philadelphia's playing very aggressive and slowing them down right now, but Buffalo is very deadly on their offense, and if John Tavares could put that one on net, could be a different result.
Finneran gets the ball checked out. Look at the aggressive checks of Kyle Cooling, number 27. Berge backs it up to find Finneran, number 17. Great pull down by Kevin. All the way across the field to Maricek. He didn't improve his angle any with a great acrobatic behind the back shot, but he can do it. I tell you, he is so accurate behind the back. The most accurate in the league, I would guess. Buffalo brings it down to get their offensive set and throws it away. Gives it right back to the Wings. Buzza wastes no time getting the ball in his stick and looking for a reset. Shots on goal, 16-13 in favor of the Wings. So they're out shooting a team that has outshot the league at this point in the season.
Philadelphia feels very comfortable at home. They've got a number of different offensive looks right now with Clark and Ryan doing the 2-man game. And here's Berge and Radcliffe.
Jason Clark, left-hand side. Shot clock winds down. They'll just give the ball up. Scott, last time he did a home game, it was all Berge Maricek. Rich Kilgore takes a shot from the outside, followed up there with Malowski. Looks to get it down, and Kilgore right away takes another shot. Kilgore not afraid to put the ball on Elliott. And a fast break with Tommy Fair. Tommy Fair off to the races. He'll come down, make one fake, he'll go for loop, and he takes a shot, gets checked from behind. What a great diving check. Beautifully done by Chris Seller.
Excellent defensive effort by Buffalo right there, and Seller to stop that one-on-one break. Tom Fair took a little bit too long to make that shot, and it got checked at the last minute. And here comes Buffalo. Tavares tries to trawl 2 defenders. He's got Kilgore up front. They've drawn a penalty. They'll have a penalty when this play is finished. The ball will have to hit the ground or be dead. They'll get a free shot, but Elliott deflects it to the boards. So it'll be a penalty when we come back. The Wings have a 3-goal lead, but it'll be a power play for Buffalo. Okay, it's Beach Bash night here at the First Union Center, folks. Those guys in the front, Scott, don't have the bikinis on, but the girls behind them do. I guess the guys in front we wouldn't want to see in bikinis, probably. Power play for Buffalo, 5-on-4. A lot of this game in the first quarter was uneven. 2 shorthanded goals for Philadelphia started the game, then a power play goal by Jason Clark to give him a 3-0 lead. But right now, it's Buffalo's advantage as Dallas Elliott makes another save. Buzza brings the ball down. Tremendous ball movement. Tremendous ball movement by Buffalo that time on their power play. They had the shot, hit the pipe there to save the goal, but just shows a little bit about the movement of Buffalo and their ability to get the ball around, find the open man, take the shot.
Dallas Elliott looking as timeout called by Tony Resch, and I think he might have been going for a possession timeout. He's talking to the ref right now. Maybe the signal wasn't clear, but they did call a timeout, and it is charged to Philadelphia. As you look at Tony Resch, the All-American from Yale, went to Australia representing the United States, played 6 years here for Philadelphia, was a tremendous player, and has really continued the legacy of the Philadelphia Wings, probably the most solid franchise in the history of indoor lacrosse. Of course, they've been here for now their 15th year. They went through the major indoor lacrosse league years with great success, and into the National Lacrosse League years. They started the transition year by winning the championship in '98, of which Scott Gabrielson was a part of. But Scott, most of the management for this team are ex-Wings. They know the formula for success.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the greatest attributes that Philadelphia has is a family-like atmosphere. Russ Klein, Mike French, all the way down. Tony Resch, Jim Rogers now is a general manager. Between Tony and Adam Mueller right now in the coaching staff. It's Philadelphia all the way.
Tom Marichek back on the field. And you see the power play numbers, 70% for the Bandits, first in the league, penalty killing 7th for the Wings. So you'd think that matchup would favor Buffalo, but they haven't gotten any power play goals yet in this game, and we are 6 minutes and 30 seconds from ending the first half.
Right there, I think Tony Resch called the timeout to regroup the team to kill the penalty. Now they have the right personnel on the floor, and here comes Buffalo. Watch the ball movement of Buffalo, the small little passes, finding the open man, getting the right shot.
Tavares just split the defense. He was only about 6 feet from Ellig, but Ellig still makes the big save. Ball checked out of Slate's stick, and Buffalo will come back and load up again. 3 passes up to O'Kersey, and just like that, they get back on the board. It went back deep to Tavares. He had to get the attention of the defense, and he did. He put it right back to O'Kersey, who had a wide open shot.
Just incredible stick work by Buffalo, and just the presence of mind by John Tavares, knowing where Mike O'Kersey is. Here's a great pass. Driscoll sees Tavares. Does Tavares take the shot? No. He hits O'Kersey across the floor. Dallas Elliott can't get back there. Great goal by Mike O'Kersey. Again, one-touch pass by John Tavares to Mike O'Kersey. There's a goal. Not much Dallas Elliott could do on that one. Shows the effectiveness and why Buffalo is leading the league in power play percentage.
So O'Kersey puts one in the net following Slate's goal. Now Slate broke up a nice little run for Buffalo. The first 4 goals of the game by the Wings, and then Kilgore, Tavares. Slate came back for Philly, but then O'Kersey again. So 3 of the last 4 scored by Buffalo. Even though you get a sense that the Wings are controlling the game, Scott, you've got to watch out the Buffalo doesn't go on a little 4-goal run here.
They're very deadly. Philadelphia knows that. They've got incredible offensive strength, and they're just getting it going now, looks like.
Tommy Ryan bounces that one off Weatherup. It comes off his stick into the crowd. Lucky Fan gets a souvenir, and Philadelphia gets another possession and a fresh 30-second clock. Millen splits the defense. So fast, so quick. Nobody with a better change of direction than Mark Millen. And he gets the challenge of the defense, and they couldn't match the speed of Mark Millen, so they just dragged him down to the surface and got called for it. Berge, big right-hander working with Tommy Marichek. Wrapped up tough defensive Rob Kirby. Good ground ball by Marichek. Oh, and Millen finds in front. Berge just froze Weatherup and then hit the corner. Great job by Philadelphia, leading 6-3.
Everybody's a threat on the Philadelphia offense that's on that floor right there. Tom Marichek, Jake Berge, Mark Millen, Jeff Ratcliffe. They got it done. Jake Berge with a big move gets knocked down. Here's Mark Millen, little underhand pass to Berge, sets up Weatherup, jams in the upper left-hand corner. He started it all and he ended up with it. Here he gets knocked down. Marichek with a fantastic ground ball, whips it behind his back to Millen, who sees Berge getting back up, who knocks it home for Philadelphia. Another shot down low, right on top, great ankle. He looked at Weatherup, sets him up, jams it in. Great goal, Jake Berge.
Scott, 6 goals scored for the Wings and 6 different players. They continue to move the ball around, and that is a formula for success for any team. As a matter of fact, there are 9 goals in this game, and nobody has 2. Buffalo out front again, clogged up by the defense of the Wings. Tavares can't pick it up. He's getting hammered. Good job by Philadelphia to stay all over the ball. Buzza can't pull it down. Malowski does. Plenty of time for Buffalo to get back on offense. Buzzell will rush off the field. The defense will come back on fresh. Big pressure, a follow-up shot. 2 fakes. Elliott again makes the save. He's got to get back on his feet. Kilgore. Dallas Elliott resets. He was back on his fanny with 2 great saves. O'Kersey. Great defense by Stilley. And there's another shot by Tavares, but Slate just levels him.
Wow, tremendous save by Dallas Elliott. There's Baltimore players everywhere, getting shots, getting ground balls, flying the ball at the net. Fantastic barrage by Buffalo at that time. Philadelphia's trying to get back on defense. Malowski ends up with the ball. Looks like we're gonna have a reset of the clock.
Timeout called by Buffalo. They thought things were getting a little bit wild. They had some good shots, but I tell you what, it was Philadelphia winning every one of those little scrums. They thought they had an open shot, and a Philly defender would come flying in. You see Ted Sawicki, an ex-great goalie for the Detroit Turbos, and he, of course, leads this team now, a team that's known for their offense. We had a chance to talk to Ted Sawicki earlier today about the goalie work of Dallas Elliott.
Dallas, if he was predictable, he'd be not as good as goalie as he is. The unpredictable goalies are ones who are successful. And like one goalie once said, you know, he's ready for every game, and he never knows where the good shooter is going to shoot, so he just plays his game, and that's what Dallas does. He's got such quick reflexes. We were very lucky last time in Buffalo that Dallas was off his game. That's why we were able to score 26 goals. I don't think that's going to happen again, so we really have to be able to pick any corner. You have to find where his weakness is per game, and that could be low, high, anywhere, because I don't think he has a weakness.
And that comes from Ted Sawicki, the first really premier Canadian goalie in this league for the Detroit Turbos years ago. But Dallas Elliott has reset the standard.
Great compliment from a fantastic goalie, a great goalie like Ted Sawicki to say that of Dallas Elliott. Ted's been there, he's played the game, he knows what it takes, and to say that about Dallas is coming from a high place.
Well, Dallas Elliott is the best, and Ted Sawicki is an interesting story because it was really him, Ted Sawicki, who came into the league, the major indoor lacrosse league at that time, and showed teams in this league that you better get a good Canadian goalie. He was that much better than everybody else. Maricek, nice shot off the feed from Finneran, but he can't beat Weatherup. Buffalo pushing it with Kirby, and Sellers following that up, and they can't get the shot. That's a typical offensive set of Buffalo's, Scott. They'll play a little bit of defense, then they'll come down and take a shot. Within the first 3 seconds, you get the ball back if you're playing them, and you've got to make it count. Philadelphia has tonight.
It's the second and third efforts. When the ball's on the ground, who's going to pick it up right there? Philadelphia did. J.J. Albert with just a fantastic effort bringing that ball up the floor.
And again, they come flying down the field. This is Chris Driscoll out of the box trying to find his teammate. That was Andy Duden. And Duden is the guy who's playing, I believe, for Ryan Powell, who got caught up in Boston, unable to dress for this game. Buffalo coming around the top. They won't run over you too much, Scott. They really like to work the nifty pass work like that. They're a team that's not a power-based team. They won't make the moves that Berkey's capable of. They won't go through you.
They're great team players in regards to the passes that they make, the little pick and rolls, the extra little flip over the back. They're very deadly inside, and they take the pass inside and finish very well.
Philadelphia now coming down with their 3-goal cushion. Cushion was created in that first quarter. They got the first 4 goals of the game. Finneran up top. He's got room to shoot, and he finds the corner. Kevin Finneran becomes the 7th player to score for the Wings.
There's Philadelphia's Iron Man, Kevin Finneran, taking a hard left-hand move through the middle of the floor, getting a lot of pressure and put it in. Kevin Finneran, just a great established veteran for the Philadelphia Wings, one of the all-time greats there, sees the net, sets up Weatherup, puts it home on the left-hand side. Taking pressure the whole time, great strong left hand, two hands on the stick, puts it home, goal, Kevin Finneran.
4-goal cushion again for the Wings. They own this building, undefeated this year here at the First Union Center. Lee Bellsville, Scott Gabrielson, in the closing moments of the first half. Elliott 2 assists to add to his great saves this game.
That tells you something about just the well-roundedness of Philadelphia's offense today when Dallas Elliott, the goaltender, could pick up a couple of assists.
Mark Millen getting a lot of attention on the left side, left-handed shooter side. Rich Kilgore watching him, but also watching off ball, because you got Berge over there, you got Tom Marechek, Fair, a lot of guys out there. Tommy Ryan, that's a tough unit. And here comes Buffalo down to the other end. Madalena starts it, gets it into Tavares. Tavares looks for help. Oh, they can't pull it down. They tried to find Duden.
Putting a lot of pressure on John Tavares right there. I mean, they want to stop him. They know they have to stop him. He got double teamed. They tied him up. They threw the ball away.
And they squeezed that into Tavares. He had like 3 guys on him. Very difficult for Tavares to get any extra room. He's a marked man. Berge starts what might be the last offensive push in this half. Gets by 3 players, takes a shot, and he's got rope. First guy to score 2 goals this game. Berge gets his second, 8-3 to score.
Wow, he just wills that in. It's the pure strength of Jake Berge. He's going through the guys. He's pushing guys away. Guys are bouncing off him. He's going right down the middle. 3 bodies on him. 4 breaks out of it, sees the upper right-hand corner, bang, and puts it right in there. Here he goes again. Buffalo guys wrapping him up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jams in the net. Jake Berge. Fantastic individual effort by number 66.
Philadelphia on a 3-goal run. Berge, Finneran, and then Berge again. They've really opened up a nice little cushion against the highest scoring team in the National Lacrosse League. Sole possession of second place at stake, and boy, if you want to dream a little bit about it, think about this. If Philadelphia comes out with a win, they are tied for first place in the loss column with Washington, a team they play twice in about a month.
Very interesting how everything's going to pan out as we enter the second half of the season. But there's one of the reasons that Philadelphia looks good to make to the championship game. Number 66, Jake Berge, just tough as nails, young, strong. He wants to put the ball in the net every time. For a big guy, he's quick. He's got incredible footwork. He's got great strength, and his accuracy with his stick for a guy his size is very unique. Him putting it in the net. Here's another look at it again. Getting wrapped up, 1, 2, 3, just kind of works his way in there, comes all the way around his body with his right hand shot to put it in the right hand corner. Fantastic goal by Jake.
Buffalo, not a team that's known for being physical. Buffalo, quick, smallish, and they don't have anybody really that can match up very well or easily. Cooling possibly with Berge. You saw 3 guys there try to stick check the guy. You really got to put a body on him, but first you got to find a body that can stop him, a body that's of equal size. Berge really tests the defensive end.
He's having a fantastic season so far. I mean, he's doing it to every team he plays, and Buffalo's not the only team that has difficulty stopping Jake Berge.
Millen takes the ball up front, gets the left-handed shot set. A lot of time, looking at 16 seconds, 15 on the shot clock. About the same amount of time in the quarter. It'll be the last shot of the half if he's careful, and Marechek came behind, almost followed it up, couldn't quite get it. With 9 seconds left in the half, Buffalo will possibly have a chance to put something on Dallas Elliott. Our halftime, here's what it looks like. We'll have a player interview to start it off, then Sports Night Studios will take a little break. Highlights and stats will follow that right here from the First Union Center.
Ted Sawicki takes a timeout here. 9.5 seconds left to go on the clock. I think you're going to see Ted pull the goalie, go to a 6-on-5 situation. 9.5 seconds, almost 10 seconds. This is an opportunity for Buffalo to put another point on the board as they go into halftime. Tony Resch trying to defend just that, trying to tell his troops that they're probably going to pull the goalie, have a 6-on-5 uneven situation, and look for that shot to come from anywhere.
That's exactly what they're going to do. They should get one shot. If they take it too early, you've got an empty net on the other end of the arena. There it is, right to your right. And here goes Buffalo. ticking down. Back to the guy who starts it all, Malowski. Over to Tavares, in close, and it's Elliott who pushes the ball back. Great shot by Buffalo, and it's Elliott who turns them back. Boy, that was perfectly done by the Bandits. Elliott would have no part of it, though. He, on his own, turned them away. 8-3 will be the way this half is going to end. We'll take a short break and come back with our halftime from the First Union Center. The hometown Wings with a 5-goal lead. We're back at the First Union Center. 8-3 the score. Philadelphia in charge of this game right from the opening goal. Lee Felsmo, Scott Gabrielson with you. A very important game for both teams. Second place, sole possession of at stake tonight, Scott. And Philadelphia came right out of the box, fired up, scored the first 4 goals of the game.
Well, it tells you a little something about home field advantage. And Philadelphia Wings have had great home field advantage throughout their historic career. And tonight is evident. It's a big game against Buffalo. They needed to stop them, slow down John Tavares, and they have done so today with great defense and scoring from all different people. All
right, well, Scott, you talk about scoring from different people, and our special guest at halftime is Jeff Radcliffe, one of the great draft picks this year for the Philadelphia Wings. And Jeff, you were one of the guys that got this team going early. You got goals from unexpected sources, and that really made an impact on the Buffalo defense.
Well, yeah, we knew we had to come right out and, you know, pop them in right away because the revenge factor after the last game, you know, they came out, got all over us, and we never really got back in the game. So to come out and just, you know, flying on offense and just swarming on D, we really did a good job.
Well, Jeff, you scored the first goal of the game, and then you had a lot of other guys chip in, but you have a comfortable lead here. The key is with this Buffalo team. First of all, we'll take a look at your goal to start off the game. Why don't you describe it to us?
Well, they were boxing in, and I think we were man down, so they didn't think I was going to go to goal, and he just didn't play me that tough, and I just got the inside and then just flew across the net.
Little airborne action there that really was effective against this Buffalo Bandits team. Your team in Philadelphia really doing well in the offensive end. Team defense may be the one thing that has been confusing this year, but tonight you guys came to play.
Well, yeah, we knew. You know, we let up 26 goals last game against these guys, and so all week we worked on defense during practice, what we could do to stop their big guns, because, you know, they have so many big guns to go to, and the defense is just doing a hell of a job out there.
What do you expect as you come into the second half here in regards to what you're going to do to try to close out Buffalo on the offensive end?
Well, just the same thing we're doing. Like the first game, we didn't get the ground balls. We're getting them second and third chance opportunities. If we can limit them to one chance per possession, you know, we have a great chance of coming out with a win here.
All right, well, Jeff Radcliffe, continued success. Thank you for being our guest here at halftime, and we will look for you to be an impact on the offensive end as Philadelphia continues to dominate the Buffalo Bandits. We'll come back to our halftime at the First Union Center in just a few moments. Back to our national lacrosse game of the week. 8-3 the score. The Philadelphia Wings in front by 5 and have led throughout. Lee Felsmo, Scott Gabrielson. We're going to show you how this team got to be so effective. And Scott, it's really about defense. Philadelphia right on their scoring average, but it's the defense against Buffalo that's the story, and it starts with Elliott.
Well, it has been the defense, and it starts again with Dallas Elliott making shots in front, on top of him, big shots from outside. Dallas has been great in the first half in stopping shots from everywhere and slowing down the potent offense of Buffalo and John Tavares.
Tommy Marechek out for the early part of the game, but when he came back, he made an immediate impact.
Right away, Tom Marechek knows how to get on the board right away, and then it turned into the Jake Berge show, putting in some great goals on top of the goalie right there, beating Weatherup, and then just the incredible individual effort, pulling himself down the middle, jamming the ball in the net.
Look at the numbers at halftime. You see saves again. We talked about Elliott's important. He has 5 more than the Bandits, but look at the ground balls. Bandits win them, lose that. Philadelphia all over the ground ball, Scott.
Ground balls are such a key component to any victory in any game in general. 47-28 ground balls. Philadelphia is on top against Buffalo.
All right, don't forget, the Wings are taking Lax to the Max Saturday, March 10th. I'm sorry, that's not what we're going to talk about. Check out the brand new Lexus Club. That's what we want to tell you about. Located in the heart of the First Union Center at the next Wings game. To get your special package that includes a full buffet and drinks, call this number. back at the first. Union Center, 5-goal lead for the hometown Philadelphia Wings. Leif Elsmo, Scott Gabrielson. And Scott, this game is so huge for these two teams. They are locked in a battle for second place. Philadelphia can come out of this 1/2 a game behind the league-leading Washington Power and tied in the loss column.
Great parity throughout the National Lacrosse League right now. Washington is in sole possession of first place. Philadelphia, Buffalo, Toronto, Rochester, all right in there at the hunt, ready to go for the final positions for the championship. Philadelphia's been there before. Buffalo's been there before. Toronto's a 2-time defending champion. Rochester's been there in the championship game, lost the last 2 years. This is a great point of the season right now as the Philadelphia faithful get ready for this second half. And here we go, Buffalo versus Philadelphia.
Ted Sawicki looking out. I'm sure he was in there telling his troops how important it is to come back and play a little tougher. But Philadelphia has really been out-hitting, out-running, really playing tough defense, extending it from one end to the other. It's number 6, Rob Kirby for Buffalo in the face-off circle with Jamie Hanford. And Berge and Philadelphia will start with the first possession of the second half.
Well, a good whooping any time can be motivation, and when Buffalo whooped up on Philadelphia at Buffalo, Philadelphia really had something to prove. Here they are in their home field with a 5-point advantage in the second half, but still it's anybody's ball game.
Well, Philadelphia has looked pretty complete this year, except for maybe that team defense. And look at Berge coming in, working on the one side, the right-hander side with Tommy Marechek. He just waited to get a little bit of a screen, a little bit of room, and when he saw the target, boy, he powdered it 9-3.
Well, Jake Berge is showing you they can give it all to you. If he's not going to dodge, he's going to show you the accuracy of his shooting. Nice little pick between him and Tom Marechek. Here he comes off the pick by Marechek, sets up, takes a shot, beats Weatherup for the goal.
Scott Berge gets 3 of the last 4 goals of the game. He is taking over this game for the Philadelphia Wings. We talked about him in the front part of the show. His numbers are dramatic.
Very comfortable tandem between Marechek and Berge, playing so well together. Tom Marechek tied up 2 guys. Jake got a good look at the net, took the shot, put it in.
Philadelphia showing that they are a force to be reckoned with this year.
One of the things I want to point out is the face-offs right there. Jamie Hanford is having a great night tonight at the face-off circle. Peter Jacobs is a scratch. He's got a pulled hamstring. And Jamie Hanford has been taking all the draws and doing great for Philadelphia. Great individual effort by him and a job that he does best.
Meanwhile, here comes Jason Clark to add on. They're piling on now, 10-3. They're getting ready to wipe out that 8-goal advantage they had in the other game. They can not only even the series, but they can win the tiebreaker if they keep this going.
One of the things Buffalo needed to do is tighten up their defense in the second half. Well, they haven't been able to do it. Here you see Jason Clark coming off of a little pick and roll, doing the inside loop, and sees it. Tom Fair sees him coming around. Jason Clark whips around, looks at the net, puts it in.
Clark's second goal of the night after Berge's hat-trick goal. And this is exactly what Tony Resch won for his Philadelphia Wings. You've got the lead, come out strong, put this one away.
Well, at this point in the game right now, it looks like Buffalo has made a goaltender switch. Phil Weatherup wasn't getting it done, and they've gone to Scott Comer to come in replacement of him. When you're down at this point in the game, starting off the second half early, and you get down by a couple goals on top of a 5-goal deficit, you're in trouble. You need to make a switch. Weatherup wasn't getting it done. Let's see if Ted Sawicki can get some extra fire out of Scott Comer.
Comer's numbers, 13, almost a 14-goal against average. Played in 4 games, 1-1, as you can see in those graphics. We talked about that offensive style, or the play of style for Buffalo, is to give up a lot of opportunities, so the goalie's got a lot of pressure. Tommy Ryan trying to put some pressure on him now. He gets double teamed, but Tom still has the ball. Jalbert trying to dig it out of the corner. Jalbert just too much size and strength. And he pulls it up, gives it to Finneran. Far side matchup. Now you've got Jalbert and Berge working the right-handed side. 2 pretty good sized guys. Finneran. Little off-speed shot. 7-goal lead for Philadelphia. Now this is more critical in one sense for Buffalo. They don't have any tiebreakers with Toronto and what is it, Rochester? But they play Rochester to come. So it's Toronto and Washington. They've lost tiebreakers to. If they continue to lose ground here, they will lose the tiebreaker to Philly. And all of a sudden, Rochester looks like the odds-on favorite to be in that top 4. Rochester only has 3 losses. They only have 4 wins, but they only have 3 losses. They are right there.
Yep. And Buffalo right now, I mean, they're taking a big step back here in regards to what we've highlighted in the preview here is the offensive threat that they have. And right now, 3 goals on the board, that is well under their season average for what they need to do. And Philadelphia's really taking it to them.
Berge working with Maricek. Scott, tonight they've used a lot of different combinations on that right-handed side. Maricek in close, but checked from behind. Great job for Buffalo to put the pressure on him. Picaretto put the big check on him. Up front, watch out. Millen got it from Maricek. Tried to go 5-hole. Couldn't beat Comer. Finneran, Clark up top to help him out. Got Millen in front. Millen can't get it cleanly. Goalie Comer can't get it either. Finally does.
Comer's cold. One thing you do with a goalie that just comes in off the bench is you take shots at him. Philadelphia really wasn't letting him go. But Buffalo's coming down, and they certainly are.
Big hit there. We had a lot of uneven play in the first quarter of this game. This half is 3 minutes old. 2 goals for Philadelphia. No penalties yet. But here is the first one. It'll be Stille going in for Philadelphia, who has played very enforced defense, very physical. And finally, they get it a penalty now. First man up for Buffalo. Look at the goals, though, per game. Over 20 for Buffalo, first in the league, and 15 plus for Philly. Now, Philly's right on that schedule, about 4 a quarter. They're right on that. But 1 goal for Buffalo in the first quarter, 2 in the second. They are way under their average for the season.
And I think the credit should go right now to Tony Resch and the defense he's put on and the matchups he's given his wings against Buffalo, knowing how potent they are on offense. Dallas Elliott, again, needs to be recognized.
Just like that, Comer finds Tavares for the fast break. We talked about the defense of Philadelphia. Yes, they played well, but Buffalo continues to look to push transition. They love transition opportunities. Comer, a couple good saves, all of a sudden a little bit of an emotional lift. They find Tavares, big lob to Tavares, starts it off.
One of the things, great outlet pass. John Tavares just breaking. He's almost on top of Dallas Elliott when he catches that pass. Catches it over the shoulder in his left hand. Takes one good look at the goal and puts it in. Mike Buzzett trying to get back, but John Tavares is right there on top of Dallas Elliott, putting the ball in the net.
And again, they come off the faceoff now, a little bit of new life, putting some heat on. A bounce shot there, went wide of the mark. Buffalo. A little bit juiced up from that goal by Tavares. Elliott pulls the ball in for possession, gives it to Stille. He looks up to Jalbert. No fast break here. Jalbert will just wait for the fresh legs of the offense to come on. Big start of this half. Berge and Clark scoring first for Philly, then Tavares with that lob fast break. Let's see if Philadelphia can answer with one of their own. Millen gets the ball checked from behind. Richie Kilgore with a nice check. But look at Millen checking him on his own.
No, there's no help there for Philadelphia. Great effort by Philadelphia right there to turn it over and get the ball. Mark Millen with a swarming defense. They get the ball back after a 10-second violation.
Good forechecking by Millen it was to keep that ball on the floor. Berge and Maricek working the right-handed side, getting a little bit of help there with Tom Fair. Berge, Maricek, and it's Maricek who comes in and just dishes it 5-hole in Comer. This is what they've been doing all year, Scott. They make it look so easy. Great job. Love it for the score.
It's a highlight that you can play over and over and over again. Looks like he does the same move every time. But Jake Berge sets up Tom Maricek so well with the pick. Occupies a couple men, but Tom Maricek with just his amazing stick is beyond the goal, reaches across and puts it in. Here he is. Here's Fair setting the pick. Tom Maricek fakes, comes around, no angle, gets a shot, puts the ball in the net. Just a great effort, individual effort by Tom Maricek, and a goal.
Maricek's second goal of the night answers Tavares' goal immediately as Philadelphia continues just to control this game. They control this game from the opening moments. It was a scoreless game actually for 6.5 minutes, but then it was Ratcliffe, Hanford, Clark, Marichek. And a 4-0 lead that has never seen Philadelphia behind in this game. Berge cannot get past the defensive checks of Madalena. Tavares working a two-man game. Here they come with Madalena putting the shot on Dallas Elliott, and Tavares hits Dallas Elliott, but they're saying Tom Ryan hit Tavares. Let's see what they call. Looks like they're going to run Tom Ryan into the penalty box. Watch Ryan push Tavares in. Oh, he didn't even hardly hit him. Ooh, tough call there, Scott.
Yep. Here's Madalena, just a tremendous acrobatic save by Dallas Elliott. Ryan comes in. Tavares trying to go for the ball. Ryan pushes him, hits Dallas, but Tom Ryan's going to the bench for a penalty.
Well, that angle showed a little bit more contact than the other angle did. But it will be Ryan in the box. And Radeball in there as well. Two men in there for the Wings. But only, I guess that's for substitution purposes because it's only a one-man penalty.
Dan Radeball will probably come out and be the defensive specialist for that line, where they're going to give both of them penalties.
Well, they must have given another one. They've given out two-man advantage. No, they're only saying one. So they're trying to call another guy out. Please come out. The Wings will be only one man short. This has been an area of advantage, Scott. You've talked about that. To this point in the season, this is where Buffalo has really had an advantage over other teams, but Philadelphia has not given them an advantage in this area tonight. They do right here, though. Radeball gets a 10-minute misconduct, and that's why he's off the floor. The goal scored right away, moments into that power play. Boy, did they make quick work of this.
Buffalo power play very potent. Chris Driscoll up top. Nobody picks him up. He'll take a good look at the goal and put it right in there. Again, you can see it, perfect angle here. Nobody in Chris Driscoll's lane. He hits a little bit of the pipe, knocks it in past Dallas.
Driscoll's first goal of the game. Tavares has 2 for Buffalo. The only multi-goal scorer for the Bandits, who are way below their season average.
Another face-off won by Jamie Hanford to give Philadelphia the possession and let them take the ball to the goal.
Well, there's 5. It's a 5-on-5, so Radeball gets a 10-minute misconduct, but his team is not penalized by that at all. Teams at even strength, and out front, Clark just buries it against the defense of Rob Kirby. He just used Kirby as a screen and wrapped that one right around him.
Jake Berge sets up as if he's going to do a one-on-one move to the goal. Big, strong right hand. Jason Clark coming off a pick and sets it up. Here you go. Here's the way it's set up. Jake Berge down low, flips it up to Jason Clark, jams it in, catches Komar sleeping. Here again, one-handed by Berge. Jason Clark's waiting for the flip, sees the flip, beats Komar.
Well, Philadelphia answered Tavares' goal in 11 seconds. Then they answered Driscoll's goal in 24 seconds. They are not letting Buffalo climb back into this one, Scott. They are really keeping the pressure on. That 12-5 score continues as Philadelphia. Jay Jalbert running the field.
Buffalo seems to be tightening up their defense and chasing Philadelphia further out on the floor, which in a sense can hurt them because it opens up the floor. They're not tight inside to have the slides there for them, and it seems to be they're paying the price for that.
Berge with his diving move. He's got so many different moves that are hard to control. Seller was defending, and Elliott makes the big save there. Fresh shot clock. Seller over to Kersey. Trying to work a two-man game with Kersey to give him some shots. In front, Williams behind the back, and he got a stick on it. Elliott had to lean back and put something on it. Just barely got something on that shot by Williams. 7-goal lead. Comfortable lead for Philadelphia.
Philadelphia's running their offense-defense line. The defense is playing very well, and they're getting fresh offensive players in every time. And when you have Mark Millen, Tom Marichek, Jake Berge, Jeff Ratcliffe, Ken Finneran coming at you, they're going to wear you down. Here you got Finneran taking the ball to the hoop on a turnover. Good shot at the net. Ratcliffe's there for the rebound, almost.
Ratcliffe, we talked to him at the halftime, a big factor in this game because he started the scoring. Right now, we'll take a short break from the First Union Center. 12-5, the Wings in control. Wings Lacrosse is being brought to you in part by Mainline Orthopedics and the official team physicians of the Philadelphia Wings, Dr. Larry Miller and Dr. David Rubenstein. Call 3 friends right now and make plans to come to the next Wings home game. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas for just 1 burgie or 1 $66 bill. That's right. Wings party packs are available only at the First Union Center. 12-5, Philadelphia refusing to give any room to the Buffalo Bandits. They are stunned as you look at Ted Sawicki and his group from the Buffalo Bandits. They came out and answered. Berge and Clark started this quarter, then Tavares answered, but right away Marichek answered that goal. Driscoll scored for Buffalo, and then Clark for them. Meanwhile, Buffalo comes out after this timeout and gets yet their 3rd goal of this 3rd quarter.
Buffalo's coming right at him. J.J. Albert ties up Buffalo players. We come right in here. You can just see him as he's coming in, wraps him up. Andy Duden takes the hit and gets it past Dallas Elliott at the same time, sending J.J. Albert to the bench.
So Duden gets the 3rd goal of the quarter. This is the 6th goal, back to within 6. I guess one of the things they're playing for here is that tiebreaker span of 8 goals. Right now the lead obviously at 6 of Philadelphia, having answered every one of their goals in the 2nd half. Let's see what they do here. Buffalo with the face-off. Driscoll shooting from way out front. He loves that right-handed shot from up top. Madalena trying to get something off the backside of Dallas Elliott. And again, the 3rd shot coming up for Buffalo. Putting pressure on Elliott with 2- and 3-shot offensive series. This will be their 4th shot, but no. Pulled down by Berge. 1-on-1. 2-on-1 advantage. Berge backside, back to Berge. Big fake, and he scores! Berge's 4th goal of the game. And it's a 7-goal advantage.
One of the things to point out also is that Phil Weatherup is back in the lineup. They took Scott Comer out after getting a few shots blasted by him. Here we go, Jake Berge on a 1-on-1. Sees Jason Clark. Another flip pass. Gets Weatherup jamming. Puts it in the net. Here's another look at it. Jake Berge streaking down. You can see Jason Clark leaving from the bench. Little touch pass. Give and go back to Berge. Sees the open net. Puts it in.
Berge, 4 goals in the night, leading all scorers. Continuing the best season he has ever had in the National Lacrosse League. His 4th season here as a Philadelphia Wing. All-American at Salisbury State. The son of Bill Berge. Obviously a favorite of Philadelphia, playing the Philadelphia Eagles. So he's got some great bloodlines. Tough and skilled as they come.
Well, he's shown his toughness out here, and it's just his overall skill and ability. You know, it brings back the greatness of Bill Berge, of how great he was. You think about his toughness and quickness at linebacker. Well, his son has it right on the lacrosse field, and he's making it evident tonight.
Marichek inbounds to Kevin Finneran. Great balance on the Philadelphia Wings this year of veterans and rookies. Watch Marichek coming in. He gets the check by Picaretto. Picaretto just stayed with Marichek and didn't let his hands get free. And here comes Buffalo with 7 goals to make up. Buffalo a little bit desperate here. 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. 7 goals separate the Bandits from the Philadelphia Wings. Elliott has been sensational. The defense for Philadelphia, as good as they've been all year, Scott. I think you have to say that this is their shining moment for the defense of the Wings.
Absolutely, and one of the things that Tony Resch highlighted today is that the defense of Philadelphia Wings needs to pick up their intensity. Dallas Elliott was one of the main reasons right there. They're shutting down Buffalo, that's used to scoring 20 goals a game. They've got 6 on the board, Lee. But I'll tell you one thing, that look out for Buffalo, because they certainly can come storming back in the end of the 3rd and beginning of the 4th quarter.
Well, we're joined by Jim Jennings, the new commissioner of the National Lacrosse League. Jim, welcome to the Philadelphia Wings experience. Your 1st year in the league, you're doing great things for the National Lacrosse League, and I'm sure one of the models of success is what we're looking at right here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is the 2nd time I've been in Philadelphia, and it's just amazing to see the electricity and the amount of people here, and what a first-class job they do. I mean, Chris Fritz, Russ Klein, and the whole Comcast people here do a terrific job.
Buffalo looking to get a shot in on Elliott, and a great fake by Driscoll sets Elliott, and then he buries it in the corner for goal number 7. So Driscoll gets his second goal of the game and his second in the last 3 for Buffalo.
Can't be sleeping around Buffalo at all, Leaf. You got to know that they're going to come right back at you. Philadelphia was a little lax on defense. Madalena sees Driscoll waiting down there at the crease, sets up Dallas Elliott. He's one of the best finishers in the game. Chris Driscoll jams it home. Here he is again, sets up Dallas. Little fake, gets him moving, puts it home.
Team's back on their normal scoring averages in this quarter. Very low scoring for Buffalo in the first half. Of course, this half they've got 4 in the third quarter alone.
We've got Jim Jennings here, and it's great to have a new leader up at the top of the National Lacrosse League. Give us some things that are happening this year and as we move forward with the success of the NLL.
Well, we're excited about forming a NL2 league, which we're looking to kick off in the January of 2003. And that league will be our minor league system to the NLL. You know, as we expand the NLL, one thing that we have to be careful of is not to dilute talent. So, you know, as we develop players here in the United States, you know, through our NL2 program, it'll help us expand our NLL program.
Hey, Jim, a lot of the fans watching the Wings here probably want to know about the playoff situations. I think you've got some neat things in the works that might make that revolutionary, as it were, for the National Lacrosse League, exposure-wise.
Yeah, we're looking at having our games this year, the semifinal games and final games on Dish Network. And we're probably going to make an announcement on that formally probably Wednesday or Thursday of this week. But I think it's important for us to get, you know, national rights there. And well, that was some score there by
Mark Millen,
Philadelphia.
Great job. So we'll talk about that Dish Network job and their contract in a little bit. But right now you've got Millen coming in.
We're talking about how quick Mark Millen is. He's fast, he's slippery, he gets around a defender. He's deadly accurate with his left-handed shot. Here he is, picks up the ground ball, puts a little juke on the Buffalo defender, takes a look at the net, sets up, blasts it home.
Believe it or not, that's his first goal of the game. Mark Millen, MVP of the 94 World Games. Very close to getting it in the 98 games. Really one of the toughest players to mark, to play defense again against Mark Millen, a great offensive threat. Showing you why Philadelphia is going to be hard to beat as they move toward the championship. And again, Jim Jennings, Dish Network, a great opportunity. A lot of neat things. Why don't you pick something out of your bag of new things in store for the National Lacrosse League? We've talked about a couple.
Well, we currently have 4 expansion applications in our office, and we're looking to expand, of course. You know, we have a couple teams in Canada, Calgary, Vancouver, Montreal, all have interest in forming, you know, joining our league within the next couple of years. You know, we're looking at Connecticut as a possible franchise for next year. So, you know, I think as we expand our league, you know, the one thing we have to be careful is not to expand too quickly. But I think, you know, we have a lot of interest, not only in Canada, but across the United States in this sport. And as I said before, this is the most exciting sport, I think, out there right now. And, you know, from the interest we've received, not only from the national television networks, but also from expansion people, I think this is eventually going to be the 5th major league sport, and we're not too far away from that.
I'll tell you what, we want to mention, Scott, while we got a moment to just tailgate off that comment. The full story of the Wings game, the Bandits, all 9 of the National Lacrosse League teams are available on the website, the official league website, nationallacrosse.com. It's the place to be for game summaries, player stats, and they have a new online auction. Check it out, nationallacrosse.com.
Well, one of the reasons that the National Lacrosse League should not be one of the best kept secrets around anymore in professional sports is because of Jim Jennings. So welcome to the league and best of luck. Bring the NLL to every home and every TV around.
Well, we're working hard to do that, and I appreciate you guys letting me on today.
All right, that's Jim Jennings, new commissioner for the National Lacrosse League, and a lot of great things happening as this league continues to grow in excitement and its following. Back to the action with a 7-goal lead for Philadelphia. Scott, they've really answered every time Buffalo has scored. Philly has answered in this third quarter, making it impossible for a run. Here's another goal. Madalena up top. But if Philadelphia holds true to form, they're going to answer this one and maintain that 7-goal cushion.
The firepower of Buffalo is evident here. Dallas Elliott displeased with himself to let that shot past him. But again, Buffalo's moving the ball very well here. Sean Williams setting up. Pat Madalena taking a look at the net. A lot of action in front of Dallas Elliott, and he puts it past him. Here's Williams. A lot of screen up top. Great shot. Sticks the upper right-hand corner. Dallas can't get there.
Buffalo gets the face-off, trying to put more pressure, trying to string together 2 goals, and Tavares can't get free of Tom Fair's defense. Fellow Canadian Tom Fair just running toe-to-toe with Tavares, tying him up. Jalbert, 3 guys trying to get the ball from Jay Jalbert, and he finds a little bit of help with Jason Clark.
Well, there's definitely a sense of urgency here by the Buffalo Bandits. They're swarming on defense. They're forechecking. They're really making things happen. They definitely can get something going here as we, get down to the 2-minute mark of the 3rd period.
Malowski comes up with Tom Ryan playing defense on him. Let's watch as they move it in. Sean Williams, 51, an offensive threat. They got all their guns in there, Buffalo does. Everybody except Tavares. Williams with a big fake. Malowski, a great finisher, now carrying the ball. Defensive checks of John Gagliardi, making it impossible for him to get a good feed off. Shot clock winding down, up 18, plenty of time, and Malowski comes in. Tommy Ryan got caught up defensively, and it gave Malowski a little bit of room, and they finally put 2 goals together to make this a 5-goal game.
The offensive movement of Buffalo just wore down the defense of Philadelphia. They continued to move. Malowski got popped open. Driscoll found him, took a couple fakes on Elliott and put it home.
First time they've scored 2 goals in a row since the end of the first quarter, the beginning of the second quarter. Tavares tried to get a fast break going. He was being defended by Mike Buzza, running right with him. Jay Jalbert now clearing from Dallas Elliott. 5-goal lead for the Philadelphia Wings.
5-goal lead really isn't a great and comfortable lead in this league right now. 5 goals can be scored very quickly. Philadelphia needs a regroup. They need to kind of calm themselves down. Buffalo is swarming on defense and offense and making a lot happen right now.
Marichek's shot is saved by Weatherup. If you're a Buffalo fan, Scott, you're thinking back to the Washington game, first game of the season in Washington, where Washington had a 6-goal lead and a 7-goal lead, and it was the 4th quarter where Buffalo came back and won the game in Washington. So it can happen, as you said. This team does not let up.
Certainly, and the fast and furious pace of the Indoor Lacrosse League certainly shows that you can score goals at will, and a cushion of 5 goals is not really that much of a cushion.
Madalena tries to bounce that one past Elliott, but he had it measured. Say over and back, so the ball will go to the Wings. Minute 13 left as you look at Dallas Elliott. Boy, he has played a very solid game. That defense was spectacular, especially in the first half. Teams have matched goals here in the 3rd quarter, 6 goals apiece for these 2 teams, and this is more of what we expected to see, Scott. A lot of offense.
Absolutely. Both teams are showing the offense. The effort of Buffalo seems to be increasing a lot as they enter the 3rd period, and now they're really putting it on.
Finneran rolling in, using his off arm, gets a little shot from the defense, and the helmet comes off. Weatherup gets the ball out to the wing, but defended beautifully there by Tommy Fair. Tommy Fair just wrecked that clearing opportunity, and it goes back to the Wings.
A lot of clutching and grabbing in there by Buffalo to knock Finneran's helmet off, and even somebody's stick. I'm surprised that a penalty wasn't called on that, but the Buffalo defense is definitely tightening up. Philadelphia needs to get their offensive movement going.
Millen trying to get a shot. He gets rocked on the far side. Whoa, just leveled by Rob Kirby. Ball goes back to Buffalo. Buffalo's stepping up now. They're in defensive intensity. They're down to 5 goals. And if you're Buffalo again, Scott, you've got to go ahead and make it a little tighter than this. Not much time as you see it winding down in the 3rd quarter. They've got to get one off quickly. Tavares goes to the middle. Front of Kersey's got time to shoot. Wheels in front. Takes 2 players and doesn't even get a shot off. 3, 2, 1. They won't get a shot. They blew the opportunity as Malowski takes one too late. Kersey had the chance to put one on Elliott, but he didn't get it. Delayed call when we start the 4th quarter. We're going to have a man advantage for the Buffalo Bandits. So it's a 5-goal spread now, but the Bandits will have that killer power play when we come back. 5-goal lead, but the last 2 goals have been scored by Buffalo. Malowski was the last guy to score in the 3rd quarter, and it was the Buffalo in a 2-goal run. This team, Scott Gabrielson, can score in bunches. They average 20-plus goals a game, and it's a team you cannot think you have the advantage of. There's 15 minutes left. Philly's played great defense, but 41 4th-quarter goals leads the NLL. That's what Tony Resch is talking about to his guys right now.
He's got to get the Philadelphia Wings defense fired up to play hard and smart right now as we go into the 4th quarter. In a sense, even being down right now by 5 goals in Buffalo, they're almost where they want to be. They want to do the 4th quarter surge that they know how to do. 41 goals in the 4th quarter, incredible number of goals in the 7 games they've played so far. Philadelphia needs to play smart. They need to cherish the ball when they have it, and they need to maintain smart play on offense and defense.
Well, 41 goals is a 6-goal average per quarter in the 4th quarter. 6 plus 9 gets them around 15. They'd still be 5 below their 20-goal average this year. So Philadelphia's played some incredible defense, no question about it. They've got to continue for 15 minutes. Millen taking his time, gives up the possession. And they were a man short, but they had the face-off. That's why they just went ahead and burned up 30 seconds of this potential power play. Malowski will load up at the top of this power play, 5-on-4. Buffalo, 2-goal run now. He's up top. Driscoll to his right. Malowski takes it off the corner, and it just misses. Another follow-up shot in close. Can't get in. Elliott, sensational, blocking all the advantage that the 5-on-4 gives Buffalo.
Wow, just great ball movement by Buffalo, having tremendous opportunities to take shots to the net, and then Dallas Elliott coming up with just spectacular saves to shut down Buffalo.
Wethrup made a huge mistake. He just pushed the ball back, and he pushed it right into Maricek. Tremendous mistake that Maricek missed the opportunity to make him pay for, and here comes another chance for Buffalo. Malowski down low, big fake, and it's another great save by Dallas.
Elliott just stopping, answering everything that Buffalo is bringing at him. He's making all the stops. Philadelphia needs to slow it down now. They're in their penalty killing unit. Slow it down, eat the clock up, try to get Buffalo's power play and man-up team off the floor.
They've done a great job so far in the penalty killing department in this particular exchange. Wethrup gobbles this one up. He almost gave it away moments ago to Maricek. Survived that. Let's see if Buffalo can finally get a shot on this 4-man defense of the Philadelphia Wings. They got Tavares up top now with Jay Jalbert. Mark are matched up against him. Teams even strength now, 5-on-5. So they did a great job of taking away the goal in the power play. They got the shots off, but you got to credit Dallas Elliott making the huge save.
Incredible saves by Dallas to shut down a power play. It's used to score 70% of the time. Now as we're back to even strength, Philadelphia's tightening things up. They get it pushed into the net.
Watch Elliott on the last 2 saves, Scott. Amazing.
Just fantastic effort. He's all over the place. He's selling out. His arms, his legs are going everywhere. Fantastic efforts by Kersey here on the crease, getting a good look at the net.
And Sean Williams, no, it's Driscoll. Driscoll got the ball in tight, comes out, wheels and fires. Driscoll gets the 3rd straight goal for Buffalo, and that's the 4th out of the last 5 goals scored. Folks, it's a 4-goal game. Watch out.
They're certainly putting the offensive pressure on Philadelphia right now. Chris Driscoll finishing it off right there. He's got a great outside shot, and he's putting it away. The Buffalo offense is definitely chipping away at the Philadelphia defense, putting it in the net.
Rob Kirby facing off for Buffalo, but he does get it from Hanford. Buffalo all of a sudden getting some success on the faceoffs. Big defensive check on Darcy Sweet, gets the ball back to the Wings. Hanford looking for a move off the bench. He goes back to the trailing player, Tommy Ryan. Hanford just leveled Darcy Sweet. They call him for a moving pick, and they'll give it back to Rich Kilgore, and Buffalo tries to thread the needle to the fast break. Shot on Dallas, and it bounces off his face mask. Buffalo really pushing transition, Scott. That's what they love. They love the frenetic style of the transition opportunity.
Critical point in the game, and the Buffalo's picking up the pace the way that they want to play it. They want to push the ball up the floor. They want to get the transition. They want to get those goals on the run, and they're putting it in the net.
Mike Buzza trying to go past the big Brandon Picoretto. They can't find Malowski, but backed up beautifully by Rich Kilgore, the veteran, right where he had to be. Watch Kersey trying to push himself inside on Stilley. Moves inside, fakes, and gets pushed into the crease. They'll call a crease violation. Good defense by Stilley. Dallas Elliott decked, and he's had a lot of traffic in that crease area.
Great defense by Dave Stilley, the captain of the Wings here. Just a strong, solid guy. Micah Kersey's trying everything he can to get to the goal. Dave Stilley uses the crease as his defenseman and gets him to step in it. Turnover.
Tommy Fair circles, looks back up front. Well, that was a great opportunity, but they could not get the ball on goal. Radcliffe was right there. Philadelphia, 7 shots fewer than Buffalo. Buffalo, 42 shots is not a lot for this team. There's a shot in the goal again. This is Tavares, typical Buffalo. Flying across the crease, great ball movement, and when you start getting tired, they continue to run.
They're chipping away at Philadelphia right now. Anytime that you can get a sizable lead on a team, it's hard to maintain it. Here, John Tavares coming off the bench, sets up Dallas Elliott. Dave Stilley can't get there, and John Tavares does what he does best, puts the ball in the net.
4-goal run for the Buffalo Bandits. This game was 7 goals in the favor of Philadelphia. But look at Buffalo. Darcy Sweet, backside. And it's Elliott who makes the big save. Madalena and Darcy Sweet put the pressure on Elliott, and he single-handedly in the last 10 minutes has kept the margin in favor of Philadelphia.
No question. Big momentum swing here. It seems to be all in Buffalo's favor. Their offense that they keep working, the ball movement, passing, picking away, seems to be paying off for them right now.
Driscoll had the backside shot, but Elliott just sensed it perfectly, and they did not get anywhere near beating the great Dallas Elliott. Tommy Ryan trying to run right over the defense. He gets leveled by Kenton, and here comes Buffalo. Picoretto back to Tavares. Dan Radeball will be matched up on him. They try to get into Malowski, who just throws his head back as he had a chance to get a good feed. He missed it. Williams clears out a little bit of room for his partner, trying to get Duden control, and finally it's come Rich Kilgore bringing it up. Shot clock was winding down, so they took one from way outside. Jalbert now brings it down. Even with this pace, it's amazing, Scott. This is so typical of what Buffalo has done to win this year. They do not slow down. They don't value the possessions. When they get the ball, they want to shoot. They want to run you ragged and wear your goalie out. It's been successful throughout the year, and they're trying to do it to Philly. They don't mind Philadelphia scores 14, 15, 16. They feel like they can score 20, and that's what their goal is. Philadelphia's defense has made it tough today because they only gave them 3 goals in the first half. And that's been the story so far.
And they're putting on the pressure in the 4th quarter here where they want it. One thing that's crucial for both teams right now is ground balls. Ground balls in the latter end of the game is very important. Let's see who's going to go work hard to get the ground balls to give their team possession.
Weatherup in the goal for Buffalo. He was yanked earlier, and he came back in when it didn't make much difference in the goal, so he got a little bit of a spell. He'll go the rest of the way, it looks like. Clark, shot clock down to 10 as Millen wheels up front. Nobody taking Millen there. Easy save for Weatherup. And it'll be a call against Buffalo. A hold call, 2 minutes. It'll be Philadelphia on a power play, and they haven't been on a power play, and have they been on one this half? It's been a long time.
Well, Philadelphia needs to take advantage of this power play situation right now and put another goal on the board. Here's another look at Mark Millen taking to the hoop, making a strong left-handed move. Kirby gets him up in the neck, draws a penalty. Philadelphia power play.
Kirby could not match the speed of Millen. Millen knew he had a step on him. He took him inside, 5-on-4. Marechek up top. This is a different look. Earlier, don't forget, Marechek wasn't on the field. It was Millen up top, so this is yet a different look for the defense. Here comes Marechek, but Rich Kilgore gets a little bit of a stick on that one. Millen there, the left-handed shooter. Oh, and they finish on the backside. It's Radcliffe. Beautiful Beautiful feed by Millen. He just fired that what looked to be a shot. It had all the makings of an 85, 90 mile an hour shot, but it went right to Radcliffe and beat Weatherup in the backside.
That's a position that Philadelphia's been looking to fill for years. The right-handed finisher. Jeff Radcliffe down there takes that rocket shot, like you said, Leaf, from Mark Millen. Mark Millen sets up like he's going to shoot, whips into Radcliffe. Radcliffe catches, one-times it into the goal.
That is one huge goal.
Great addition, Jeff Radcliffe to the Philadelphia Wings this year, and scoring big goals when they're needed.
Wow, Kirby had a chance to get a fast break, could not pick up the ball cleanly. Now they get up to Darcy Sweet, 2 fakes inside, and he gets too close to Dallas. I'll tell you what, I don't think getting close to Dallas helps anybody. You might as well shoot it as soon as you get it. Jay Jalbert powers over, tries to get his first goal of his career, and it's going to be another penalty on Buffalo. Penalties may be taking them out of this comeback as the Wings answer that 4-goal run of the Bandits.
Jalbert's really looking to try to get that first goal of his. Shows a little bit of his inexperience trying to take that shot without dumping it back to the trailer, but it's a great effort by him. He had a trailer coming down. He probably should have dumped it back, but he does draw the penalty. Philadelphia power play.
Ladies and gentlemen, someone has just won 2 airline tickets courtesy of AirTran Airways WWR.
Well, Radcliffe just scored a power play goal. Ted Sawicki trying to get his defense balanced up. They cannot afford to have these short man situations. Mellon didn't handle it. He was looking down low. They will lose 1 possession. That's not a killer. All I have to do is burn up 30 seconds. Be patient. They'll get the ball back. For Buffalo, though, Scott, they may want to push in, try to get a shot here. They don't have a lot of time left. 4 goals down, under 8 minutes to go in the game.
No, I doubt that you're going to see a penalty killing unit here. I think you're going to see Buffalo go right to the goal, try to get a goal out of this opportunity.
Right off the face mask of Aliak. That was Driscoll with an absolute laser. Kersey, Driscoll, Tavares, Williams down low. You're right, all the shooters are in there, and they're looking to put some pressure. They may take some time, but they're going to get a shot off. They're not going to just kill it for killing's sake. Kersey looking to drop out in front again. 2 players on him, falls down, and the big check out front by Gagliardi puts it on the AstroTurf, and here comes Slate. Trailing player, and a goal by Berge. Jake Berge has become a true star in the National Lacrosse League, and that's his 5th goal of the game.
It all started at the defensive end where the penalty, or the defensive unit for Philadelphia did their job. They stopped Buffalo. They killed the penalty. Here's Tom Slate pulling it down. So smart as Jake Berge leaves from the goal, or leaves from the bench, sees the goal, takes a fake to the right, jams it back left. Fantastic play by Jake Berge.
4th quarter started with goals by Driscoll and Tavares, answered by Radcliffe and Berge. Back to a 5-goal cushion. Buffalo continues to put pressure on Philadelphia. Malowski looking inside. Tommy Fair gets the ball out of Rich Kilgore, the intended target. Mike Buzza far side, looking for rope, and they can't beat Weatherup. Millen, nice job by Millen being on the backside of Weatherup, and he just had to take the 2 fakes of Millen. Finally turn away the shot right in the old 5-hole.
Philadelphia seems to be really tightening up their defense right now in the efforts that they're putting on it to shut down Buffalo. Great ground balls by Philadelphia. Mike Buzza last time up, Tom Slate right there. Philadelphia has possession, and they're getting the ball in the right hands of the guys that they need it.
Tommy Marichek down low, and when you get up to Marichek that close to the goalie, buddy, it's all over. Marichek makes this one a 5-goal game.
The platooning system of Philadelphia seems to be working very well. Defense is playing defense well. The offense is putting the ball in the net. Radcliffe finds a guy that you want to find down at the right-hand side. Tom Marichek sets up Weatherup. Here's a little flip. Marichek, big fake. Weatherup's high. Marichek shoots low. Big goal, Tom Hollywood Marichek.
3-goal run to answer the 4-goal run of Buffalo and put away any thoughts that they were going to win this one here at the First Union Center.
Buffalo's making such a great effort in trying to get the opportunities and putting the ball in the net. Philadelphia just seems to keep answering and answering, and that man right there, Dallas Elliott, seems to just stop every great shot that Buffalo has.
Well, you know, Philadelphia's a well-balanced team. The defense playing much better tonight than they have all year, but, you know, Elliott really separates Philly as he has for the last 5 years from anybody else in the league. He is the most consistent, high-level goalie in the National Lacrosse League, period.
It certainly gives a team great comfort when they're on defense, knowing that Dallas Elliott is backing you up in the goal.
Berge. Clark tries to wrap that around the defense of Chris Seller. Catton coming up. Tries to drop it back to Pat Maddalena. A little bit of the wind taken out of Buffalo's sails. They had scored 4 straight goals, 2 at the end of the third quarter, 2 at the beginning of the fourth, but then Radcliffe, Berge, and Marichek put this one out of reach because it's a 6-goal lead for Philly with 5 minutes to play at the First Union Center. Marichek and the Wings are flying.
Hey, Wings fans, check out section 209.
Don't forget the Wings are taking Lax to the Max Saturday, March 10th with NASCAR night and a tribute to Dale Earnhardt at the First Union Center against the defending champion Toronto Rock. Call 215-336-2000. Make your next birthday party a huge hit. Come celebrate your birthday with the Philadelphia Wings. Call 215-389-WINGS. Score by quarters. You can see the first quarter really separated these two teams, but then every time Buffalo made a run, Scott Gabrielson, the Wings were not going to have any part of it.
We showed a stat earlier that Buffalo has scored 41 goals in the fourth quarter and is leading the league. Well, they're certainly putting the pressure on Philadelphia, but Philadelphia's defense is answering the firepower of Buffalo. And as we're at the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter, you look at what's happening. Buffalo is really putting the firepower on Dallas Elliott. They're average 58 shots per game, and they're below that tonight. And Dallas Elliott has been stopping them all.
Well, they're going to hit that 58 by the time this is over. They have plenty of time left. Buffalo can put 10 shots on you in a minute. I find that number a little low, don't you? They had 111 shots against Baltimore in their last game up in Buffalo. 111. Amazing. Dallas Elliott, over and back violation, gives the ball to Buffalo. Elliott, the backbone of the defense, and you're going to see a very desperate offense for Buffalo. Really let it all out right here. They have no time left to fail. They've got to put the ball in the net. Williams. Slate playing defense as he circles and looks for a backside player.
This is when Buffalo's waiting for Philadelphia to make a mistake, and they'll capitalize on it by a little too much aggression by Philadelphia.
Duden was the target inside. The guy playing for Ryan Powell, first-round draft choice, who's not here. And he couldn't quite get the ball. Credit the defense of Mike Buzza. And then Elliott got the ball. Tonight's game played in front of 16,000 plus. Another great attendance mark for the Philadelphia Wings.
Just the Philadelphia faithful, their loyal 16,500 fans here tonight to root their Philadelphia Wings on. It's been a great game. There are plenty of excitement.
Maddalena, big fake, goes to the near pipe, and Elliott had it sealed. Penalty on the Philadelphia Wings. It'll give Buffalo a power play opportunity with only 3.5 minutes left. Stille asking, what's up? There's the official number, folks, we talked about, 16,566. You got another Berge kind of thing going there.
If you haven't been down to the First Union Center to see a Philadelphia Wings game, I highly recommend it. 16,500 people here screaming on the Philadelphia Wings. Average goals scored for over 15 points. I mean, it's a fantastic excitement. You heard the commissioner, Jim Jennings, talk about it. This is a game that you want to bring your family to, your kids, your friends, your brothers, your sisters. You're going to be entertained when you come down to see the Wings play at the First Union Center.
Elliott with another save. We've seen so many of those. Dan right a ball. Millen pulls it down. Can't overplay Millen. He'll just be by you faster than you know. It's impossible to pressure. Radcliffe looks to the backside. Clark. Shot clock wasn't even moving, was it? For some reason, the shot clock wasn't even clicking down. Now it is.
Teams are even at 4-on-4 here, which opens up the floor a lot in regards to where people are playing. Radcliffe gets a great shot on top of Weatherup. Weatherup can't put it away.
Boy, he had an open one there. Weatherup, he went near side on Weatherup. This time, Williams comes in on top of Elliott, and with under 3 minutes, this one's all over, buddy. 6-goal lead for these Wings, and they are going to take this one into the win column. Now what comes is that margin of victory. Don't forget they had an 8-goal margin of victory up there, which seemed insurmountable. They've got the W, I would think, pretty comfortable here. They need to score 2 more to match that 8-goal margin.
It's a crucial point of the season right now. The Wings can hold off to win this. It's big. Buffalo's going to make their efforts to try to do whatever they can right now. You see Weatherup leaving his net. Looks like Buffalo and Ted Sawicki maybe pulling the goalie to try to get that extra offensive player on the floor to have the advantage.
They got a lot of advantage here because now it's just a 2-man down situation. Weatherup's still in the goal, but they've got 5-1-3, and it only took. It really didn't take anybody there because that was just a laser beam by Malowski right into the corner. So they finally get back on the board with a power play goal by Malowski.
When you get a 5-on-3 opportunity and the defense isn't rotating, Derek Malowski, wow, he just takes a look at the net and puts it right there. Here he is, wide open, takes a look at it, sticks the upper right-hand corner. Dallas Elliott can't get there. Very nice goal by Malowski.
5 goals separate the teams now, 5-goal margin. Philadelphia will be very content if they can get a win out of this one. Tony Resch probably is not thinking about any margin of victory. He wants the W, which really sets up the home-and-home series with Washington as a focal point for the end of the season here.
There's a lot of big games that come, and again, this one's going to put both teams in different paths as they go. A full motivation game by Buffalo to try to come out of here and keep moving on. Also with Philadelphia to take this win if they can finish it off and move on.
Ted Sawicki talking to Buffalo. Talk about matchups here. I talked about the home-and-home series with Washington. Scott, you also have Toronto coming to this arena, the defending champions. Now they are at 6-3. Everybody thinks they're having a tough year, but I tell you what, 6-3. They can end up being in first place too. You've got to take care of the game against Toronto. If you split with Washington, you can find yourself in first place at the end of the season.
The one thing that Tony Resch will always tell his teams, and guys should know, is it's one game at a time. You can't look past anybody. And Philadelphia has some big games coming up. They've got New York coming up. They've got Toronto. Toronto, again, is the team to beat. They're the defending champions. Until they get knocked off, they're still the guys at the top of the hill. Philadelphia wants to get there. Buffalo wants to get there. Rochester wants to get there. So, I mean, this is going to be really exciting as we get into spring.
Tommy Maricek, number 42. Slow start tonight, but he ends up with a hat trick at this point in the game. Philadelphia taking their time. The speedy Mark Millen with the ball. Madalena trying to mark him defensively. There's just no way you can pressure Mark Millen one-on-one. He's just got too much of a change of direction. Now here comes a double team and almost a triple team. They'll have to give the ball up now because he's got a double team going. He just dumps it into the corner. That was a man short unit. Millen just killing time. Get him down to 1:38. Not enough time for Buffalo to win this, even if they can this power play goal. Malowski, far side. Williams back to Malowski. He'll take another shot. No, behind the goal. Back to Malowski. Beautifully done. What a play to Tavares behind. It looked like a shot. They tried to get Elliott looking behind the goal, and then they go back out front. But they just couldn't put the ball on the net. But credit to the Philadelphia defense. They didn't give them enough room in the first half to make this a game. They really shut them out in the first half, only giving them 3 goals, and that was really the signature of this game.
Sloppy sticks right now at the most critical time. I mean, 9 out of 10 times Malowski would score that goal, and John Tavares would have caught that and put it in. So inopportune time right here. They're getting loose sticks.
Timeout called by Tony Resch. When we come back, the final minute, but Wings lead by 5, and they were going to get the W.
Adios. Nice and loud, Wings fans.
Well, there's the man, Jake Berge. Number 66, 5 goals in the night. You see the score 17-12. Berge and Maricek combined 14 points tonight, 8 goals, 6 assists. I've said it before when we've done these games, Scott. I haven't seen a better combination. Individually, in tandem, they're just really impossible to stop. Have proven that this year. And then on the other side of them, you've got Merritt, you've got Millen, Finneran, Ryan. And that's a tough unit.
No question, but again, it is highlighted by Jake Berge and Tom Maricek, just playing so comfortably together. The pick and rolls are there. They're both finishing so well this year. Quite impressive night.
Great team defense shown by Philadelphia. Tony Resch challenged his team to play great team defense. They did. They held Buffalo, the highest scoring team in the league, to 3 goals in the first half, and that was what this game was all about as far as making it a win for Philadelphia. They go on to win this one by at least by the 17-12 score, we assume, unless they get a last one here in the last 15 seconds. Dallas Ellie, tough in the goal. Jay Jalbert, the draft pick this year out of Virginia, tough from Long Island, growing into his role here with the Wings. That's a guy who can score goals, and he hasn't had one yet. So as he grooms himself to be a shooter in this league, he's going to be nothing but more impressive for the Philadelphia Wings. Bounce shot in close. Great play. Malowski into Williams. I'll tell you, they've got some very fascinating plays on their extra man. Tavares. Malowski will have to shoot. That'll be it. Game over. Wings take this one 17-12. The crowd's on their feet.
Should make this very interesting as we go into the postseason. Both Buffalo and Philadelphia, they've won 1 game each in their matchups during the season. Each team, Philadelphia revenging themselves from the drubbing they took at Buffalo. Great win for Philadelphia. Great momentum as they go into the second half of the season. See a lot of high fives, a lot of intensity down there. Guys are happy. Buffalo's taking themselves into the second half as well with a loss, which is often a motivating factor.
Tony Resch and the Wings, an impressive win, 5-goal win over Buffalo. We'll be back with some final comments in just a moment. We're back at the First Union Center. Leif Elsmo, Scott Gabrielson. What an impressive night for Philadelphia. They maintained that great offense they've had all year, but they added some impressive defense. A 5-goal win, 17-12. Let's take a look at our First Union check of the game. It's Tom Ryan, Scott, leveling one of the Buffalo Bandits. Ryan, big hit here.
Here it is, just a big bull check, your bull dodge as we call it. Just making a big hit for the First Union. Great check of the game.
Well, Buffalo had a run. They had a 4-goal run that ended with Tavares on this goal. This making it 14-11. They were really flying.
They certainly were. Flying in right there. John Tavares with a big goal, almost getting Buffalo in it.
Then Philadelphia answered with 3 goals. It was Radcliffe on a power play goal. Then, following that, Berge would get his 5th goal of the game.
Jake Berge again coming from the bench, sets up, weather up, puts it in. Jake Berge, huge night tonight. And then Tom Maricek finishes up on a beautiful assist by Jeff Radcliffe. Tom Maricek, Jake Berge, it was their night tonight. Big show for a win for Philadelphia.
That was the 3rd goal of the night for Maricek. Malowski had a power play goal to finish, but 17-12 was the end of it all. Elliott and the defense of Philadelphia, they were the stars tonight. For Scott Gabrielson, I'm Leif Elsmo. Thanks for watching our NLL Game of the Week. We'll see you next time.
It's a battle. It's the clash of the world champions. Saturday, March 10th, First Union Center. The 5-time world champion Wings take on the reigning world champion Toronto Rock, and this one could get ugly. Tickets start at $10 at the box office or Ticketmaster. Catch all the action, the wild partying, and hot rockin' music. The showdown Saturday, March 10th, First Union Center. The Wings lock horns with Toronto. crush the Rock.